In case this is your first time here, we've taken this apartment located in a 130-year-old building in the heart of Oslo and completely torn everything apart. This used to be a bunch of tiny individual rooms. We've ripped down all the walls, ripped down the ceiling, and we've ripped up the floor. We've also rebuilt part of that floor, and in this episode we're gonna finish that job. We're gonna finally rip up the rest of the flooring in this room, and then we're gonna rebuild it to finally make one continuous big floor throughout the whole apartment. And oh boy, I cannot wait to finally be able to walk through this apartment without having to balance on big beams and dirt floors. So let's just get started. Alright, this is the last little bit of what remains from the old floor. Let's rip this up so we can start building the new one. Alright, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Lucky me. This floor has 2 layers.
Yes. Oh yeah. Ow. 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 Oh.
Well, this side is a lot more slow going than the rest of the floor. It's not as easy to peel up 2 of these layers. I've been alternating between cutting this floor to bits and ripping it up, and then unscrewing the old 2x8s that were used to level this floor. Luckily, I'll be able to use all of those again. Now, unfortunately, it's finally time. This cobbled together contraption of the old sink from the bathroom has to go. No more running water in the apartment. Okay, and now I'll let you just continue what I've been doing, ripping up the last little bit of flooring here. Then it's just a matter of sorting out what's gonna be trash and what we can reuse. And now, yet again, we need to get rid of this crap. Since we didn't buy enough the last time, they've got a bunch more of these floorboards as well. Luckily, there's only 6 of these this time, and not 37 like last time. Finally, the old floor is gone. We took one last trip to the recycling station to throw all that chipboard away. Next up, build up a new floor. And to help me with that, I've yet again taken out my line laser. This thing is again placed at the height to match the previous floor that we built. Now in some parts, there's still gonna be quite a bit of height difference, so I've left these blocks here on. Maybe we can use those to attach them. I've saved all the boards. I should be able to reuse all of these. Now they do still have some of that old floor stuck to them. I'll just flip these upside down so we get a new and clean side to glue our floor onto. Oh, and just look at this height difference. Now on this side, where the old floor will meet the new one, we've got about a 5 centimeter height gap to these boards. And then we look over on that side, that's 14 centimeters. So there's a 9 centimeter height difference from there to there. So all in all, we're probably raising the floor here about 9 centimeters from what it was originally before they built that new floor. And here is where it gets crazy. This is where the floor used to be originally. So that dark line is where the trim used to be. Now that line up here is where the trim used to be when they built the new floor. So they literally lost like 18 centimeters when they leveled the floor just a couple of years ago. Now luckily, we're getting a lot of that back. All in all, about 8 to 10 centimeters. All right, mask on, let's start digging. This stuff is slow going, but we're basically finished with the back third of this room, and you can really see how crooked this room is because we've already attached this first one here. On the upside of the room, one of these pretty much ended above these beams like this, whereas on this side, it only sticks up by a couple of centimeters. So for this one, we use a 2x4, and then for the next one, we'll use a 2x6, and then work our way down until we can fit the 2x8s again. Now, we've basically got the same challenge as we did in the previous episode for the bathroom. That is that we're gonna have tile in the entrance area, and we want the finished tile and the finished flooring to be the exact same height. So we're making the framing for this entrance area just slightly lower, just like in the bathroom. We put the laser line down, and with a bit of math and a bit of measuring, we've now got some lines on these beams here that will tell us where to put the beams full height and then where to go lower. Other than that, same thing as on the other side. Dig out the ditches like Hilda's doing over there. Make sure everything is flat and level, and continue. Are you having fun? I don't believe you. Finally, it really feels like it took forever. Well, it did take a couple of days. The floor structure for the entire living room and kitchen is basically finished. Now, we still haven't done the framing for the entrance. We're doing that bit separately. So now I'll just move the laser, get it as low as it possibly can go, build that floor structure, and then I think we're about done building floors for a good while. Well, this place is a mess, but we're finally done with the framing for the entire floor. We've added in the last little bit of framing for the transition between the entrance and the rest of the living room floor. And same thing on the opposite side, just added in a bunch of additional braces so that the floor is nice and stable. You can see that we've just reused a bunch of the old materials. So this white 2x4 with the stripes used to be the old ladder leading up to one of the many bunk beds that used to be in this apartment before we tore everything down. Now we're just about ready to start installing the floorboards, but first, just like on the other side, we need to route all the electrical to all the appliances in the kitchen. We're gonna have to run this water piping. This is the stuff that we drilled through the wall the last time. And we're installing the electrical outlets on the wall, which is what Vilde is doing right now. So just like these, and then the wires will stick out. Right, time for some more electrical. But first, a quick ad from today's sponsor, Milano. Milano is a tool for organizing your creative projects. So you know when you go into a creative studio and they've got lots of things stuck up on the walls, sketches, reference images, ideas, notes, diagrams. Well, Milano is just like that, but entirely digital, and the walls are infinite. Milano is a place to collect and organize all of your thoughts and ideas. Put together checklists for everything that needs to be done, visualize and gather information, and set a visual direction for your project. Milano gives you a bird's eye view of everything that's going on. And when you're ready to share your work, you can invite colleagues and clients, gather essential feedback, and collaborate with them in real time. Starting a new project is super easy with over 100 built-in templates for designers, photographers, filmmakers, and many more. Milano is available for free with no time limit, and you can sign up by clicking the link in my description below and starting your next creative project. Now, you wouldn't really expect that a relatively small apartment like this has this much electrical wires, but there's a lot of these. So to start off with, we've got the ones coming from the bedrooms and the bathroom. They come running down here, and then those go into here and meet a whole bunch of other cables that all run up here and will be connected to the fuse box. And just look at this. This is all the electrical just running in the floor, and these are 13 individual runs of cable. Now, all of these will go from the fuse box down here through all of this, and then from here they split off and run to the individual places, well, that come up through the floor. So we've got a bunch of cables there. That's everything from oven, fridge, freezer, microwave, and so forth. We've got one running up here for the dishwasher, a couple coming straight through there for the stovetop, and then we've also got electrical outlets that Vilde installed, and there's power running through all of those all the way along the wall. And we've even installed the water line from the beginning of this video all the way through, running through there and into the bathroom where the hot water comes from. All right, so now all of this is done. Next up, insulation. Now, unfortunately, the spacing here is basically random. So some of them fit really well and some of them need a little trimming. Also, we've got these in a bunch of different heights because the floor here is so slanted. Insulation is in. Finally, no more dirt. All right, it's already getting late. We really want a floor, so let's get started. So now I've learned from my mistakes because the first time in the other room, I installed the first row a little bit crooked, which made it a lot harder to get all the other ones straight. So now we got a laser line. We're marking up all the locations. And then once we get the first row straight, the rest should be easy peasy. Similar story, start with some glue. I've cut the first one a bit shorter so that it should fall nicely between the beams. Line it up to the laser line and then screw down the thing in place. And since we're two, we'll do some teamwork. She'll glue, I'll screw. For some reason, the wall bows out a bit here, so we need to adjust these a little bit. Look at this! We're finished with the floor! I mean, like halfway finished. But there has to be a limit for how much you can really annoy your neighbors. They've been putting up with a lot. It's currently 11 o'clock on a Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. We're not gonna work then. Good morning. It's Monday morning. The neighbors have had some time to rest, so let's get started again. Next one, we'll have a bunch of cutouts for all these wires. We'll just measure, bada bim. Bada boom. Now the question is, do we check to see if it fits first or just go ahead and glue first and then hope that it fits? You know what? Screw it. We'll just hope that it fits. Here goes nothing. Uh-oh. Ow. Ha! Ha ha. Now, of course, I managed to run out of materials again, even though I've already gone back once to get more of these boards. So I figured with the last 3 of my boards, I'll finish this entrance area so it's easier to carry in the new materials. I'm also getting a lot of new materials for the bathroom today, so there will be a lot of traffic in and out of here. So the entrance area, just like the bathroom, will sit slightly lower than the rest of the floor here. Just my luck, it's just about the width of a full board. Oh well, it fits now. We have an entrance! Woo! All right. So hopefully, after the second time of having to go back to the store and getting more of these floorboards, we should have enough of these. Now down here, we've also got all the materials for the walls of the bathroom. All of this combined was about 20 trips worth up and down 3 flights of stairs, which, let me just put it that way, is not the most fun thing to do. Now, let's get these things installed. We've only got a few left, and while I do that, Vilda's gonna start on some small repairs on the brick wall here, because for some reason, there were like some missing bricks in this wall. Okay, and finally, the very last piece of the puzzle. This piece will finally connect all our hard work in both the rooms together, and we'll have a continuous floor if it fits. Jump! Yes! One more! And look at this, 2 screws left. That was 1,000 screws divided over the whole floor. And finally, no more dirt. Guys, I cannot begin to describe how crazy good it feels to finally have one full continuous floor in the entire apartment. I've installed all the last remaining bits. The last couple of boards close to the wall took a little bit of adjusting to get them right, but everything is in place, everything is glued down and screwed down. I've also finished up all the small bits and pieces here and there. So right now, there's no more dirt floor to be seen, there's no more insulation to be seen, and for the first time ever since we bought the apartment, I'm able to walk through here without a step, without dirt, without anything. Man, I definitely wouldn't have thought a couple of months ago that I'd be this happy just to have a continuous floor, even made out of chipboard, in the apartment. Now we've spent a good bit of time cleaning this place up. It was super dusty, so we vacuumed the whole thing. We started getting organized again, which was close to impossible before. We've got a nice little workstation back. I can even make coffee again. And just being able to walk around this space is such a good feeling. Now, this will have to be enough building for one video, but in preparation for the next step, I've already started to clean out the bathroom area here, where in next week's video, we're actually gonna start building stuff here. We're gonna start building new walls. We're gonna do a whole bunch of work to the existing walls. We're gonna build a bunch of framework, both for the shower and for the washing machine and to hang the toilet on, because now we're finally at the point of this project where you can see progress as opposed to just making it look worse and worse the more you work by tearing stuff down and ripping stuff up. So well, this is it for this video. In case you're tired of watching me do stuff, how about you build something for yourself? And my website, which is alch.shop, I have a ton of really cool build plans that you can download and build for yourself. If you have a 3D printer, I have a ton of really cool downloadable files that you can print for yourself, and you can build things such as an organizer system or a huge camera arm. Go check it out, alch.shop. That also helps support this channel. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.